Hey everyone, it's Monday at Gas Service, which means only one thing, it's Europe Day. Every Monday at Gas Service we have a look at the weather for the coming week across the continent, and today is no exception. Actually, I didn't do it last week. I took the day off last week, so the European outlook is back after a week's absence. I'm very sorry about that if you enjoy the European outlook. So we've got cold air in the north and the east of Europe at the moment, particularly in the west of Russia. I think it could be a little bit of wintry weather coming up this week across some central parts of Europe, maybe Ukraine, Poland, perhaps even into Germany. There could be some snow coming up early and middle part of this week. So early tastes of winter really across the continent. Temperatures generally throughout Europe are going to be quite depressed this week in what is going to be an unusually cold week for so early in the season. Well, before we get on with that, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles and all the pages at Gas Service. Have a browse through widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. And thanks so much for doing that. So starting off with the Arctic pressure chart for today, and we've got high pressure across Scandinavia. That's the most important thing really today, because it's bringing in these easterly winds. If you follow the isobars back, the air is originating from central parts of Russia, and that's cold air as well coming in across many parts of Europe. We've also got low pressure down to the south, the remains of Hurricane Joaquin around Portugal. Fortunately, it hasn't been too impactful, this one, but generally low pressure a little bit to the south, these areas of high pressure up to the north. So you can see from the upper air temperatures, it's still relatively warm down in the Med, particularly around North Africa and up into eastern parts of Spain, also through the central basin of the Mediterranean. But going further north, it does rapidly cool down. It turns really quite cold indeed as we get up to the east and the northeast of Europe. A lot of dry weather coming up today. Heavy rain or thunderstorms around parts of northern Spain and going down into Portugal. In fact, many parts of Spain could have showers today. A few showers around the Côte d'Azur, perhaps, into southern parts of France. Otherwise, a lot of dry weather through France, Low Countries, Germany. Much of the UK will be dry. A band of showery rain came through northern England. Some shower came through the North Sea, but a lot of dry weather through Central Europe. But then we go through to the eastern part of Europe, so down in towards the east and the southeast of Poland, and then going further east towards Ukraine, and then on towards the Black Sea. We've got some heavy showers, heavy outbreaks of rain, and also some snow in places, because there's some really very cold air coming in with that. You can see it on the dew points, actually. Haven't used these since last winter, but when you've got dew points going below freezing, you do have a risk of snow. And we can see for these eastern parts of Europe, particularly through east and southeastern parts of Poland and going towards the Ukraine. In those areas, we have got a risk of some snow with the dew points going below freezing. So mildest temperatures will be in the west. Nothing to write home about. Could be 22, 72 Fahrenheit across some parts of France, but generally France is into sort of the mid to upper teens. UK so around 12 or 13 degrees. Ireland around 11 or 12 degrees. Scotland barely into double figures, and that's the best bit, because as you go further east, it gets even colder. So much of Germany down into single figures, just 7, 8, 9 degrees. Poland, somewhere between around say 8 and 2. 2 is low enough for snow in southern parts of Poland, but it gets even colder than that going through to the east. Still nice and warm through the Med. As we move through into the middle part of the week, this area of high pressure dominates over Scandinavia, but we're still bringing in that easterly flow, still bringing very cool air from the east, indicated by those upper air temperatures above. The temperatures are lifting up in the southeast of Europe a little bit as we go through to midweek. Lots of heavy rain here through eastern parts of Germany, western Poland, going down towards the Balkans. I think that is rain across the Balkans. Some of this across Germany and just fringing into Poland could still be on the wintry side, especially over any mountainous areas. I think you do have a risk of some sleet or snow through central parts of Europe through the middle of the week. Scandinavia mostly dry, apart from a few snow throws, a little bit of rain or snow coming into parts of Norway, perhaps. Northeastern Europe mostly dry. Could be some showers or thunderstorms potentially through the central bowl of Mediterranean, so around the Balearic Islands, Corsica, I should say, sorry, Corsica and Sardinia is over here towards Italy, but Balearic Islands, IB for Mallorca and Menorca. It's been a very, very long day today of updates at Gavs Weather Viz. So I hope you bear with me. Most of Spain and Portugal dry by midweek. Most of France is dry. UK and Ireland dry as well. Dew points are lifting up through some central parts of Europe, but still below freezing here in the east and stretching back in towards southern parts of western Russia, if that makes sense. Generally quite chilly though across the whole of Europe with those dew points. The temperatures for the middle part of the week, Germany still stuck at around 5 or 6 degrees at best. The west of Europe, France just down to 10 degrees, somewhere like Paris. That's very cool for Paris for the 14th of October. London probably going to be around 12 or 13. Edinburgh barely into double figures again, probably just 9 or 10. Belfast 12. You get the idea. It's a very cool week coming up this week across many parts of Europe. We move through to the end of the week, and it looks like low pressure is developing here through the central parts of Europe. Still lots of high pressure influences both in the north and the northwest. The upper air temperatures are lifting up in the east of Europe, so we're losing the coldest of the air. It's retreating back towards Scandinavia, western Russia by the end of the week. Although it's still pretty chilly here through western Germany, Belgium, Holland and France. Lots of heavy rain. I think most of this will be rain by the end of the week across Poland and Germany and coming down in towards the Alps, where of course we'll have snow over the Alps. Thunderstorms through Italy. We go over the Adriatic and possibly get some storms across the Balkans and going down into the southeast of Europe. East of that towards the Black Sea, it's mostly dry. Scandinavia still getting a lot of dry weather, apart from a few snow throws up in the north. Mainly dry through Ireland, UK, France, Spain and Portugal, and it's turning drier through the central basin of the Med. The dew points, are warming up in the east, but still generally quite cold here, many northern and western parts of Europe. Finally, having a look at next weekend, the high pressure is pulling out in towards the Atlantic and easing from Scandinavia, so we may start to bring more unsettled conditions into Scandinavia perhaps by next weekend as the high pressure begins to retreat a little bit towards the Atlantic Ocean. The upper air temperatures are looking better. We start to bring some milder air around the top of this high pressure into the west of Ireland, and that starts to warm things up a little bit across many parts of Europe, although don't be surprised if there's a cold shot coming in soon after this in towards Scandinavia, possibly into central parts of Europe. Showers or longer spells of rain through the Low Countries and Germany and Poland, and then going up towards the northeast Europe where it could turn a little bit wintry. More in way of showers which could be wintry coming into Norway, Sweden and Finland. Outbreaks of rain, sleet or snow in those areas. We come down into the southeast of Europe. Heavy showers of thunderstorms still possible around Corsica and Sardinia, possibly into Italy as well. Maybe even around southern parts of Spain there could be some showers or thunderstorms somewhere down towards the costas. As we go northwards into the north of Spain and France, UK and Ireland, it's still main dry. It's going to be a main dry week across the UK. Temperatures will be recovering a little bit across Central Europe, but there's still nothing to write home about. Still struggling into double figures really, and it's generally a cool scene still across most parts of Europe as we get through to next weekend. So to sum it all up, it's going to be a pretty cool week coming up across Europe. There is wintry potential, particularly early on in the week across parts of sort of Ukraine, Poland, eastern Germany, those areas, northeastern Germany could get some wintry conditions up to around middle part of the week. Then I think those conditions will ease, but it's going to be a cool week, unusually cool for the time of year, risk of overnight frost, and a lot of dry weather though in the north and the west. That's all for now. Have a great week, whatever you're doing, and see you next week. Bye for now.